I'm CA Shafiq, lead PDC at ICAI Abu Dhabi Chapter. This is for the benefit of IAA members. I'm here to introduce the keynote speaker for today's event. Who is better than Abdulqader to deliver the keynote speech? Abdulqader is currently the chairman of board of UAE IAA. He has more than 35 years of vast experience in the field of audit, fraud, quality, construction, and information technology. He has led the Arabization project for both certified internal audit, SOAS Guide to Internal Auditing, and COSO. The Chief Audit Executive and Annual Regional Audit Conference have also been hosted under his able leadership. He is a certified fraud examiner from the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners in the USA and has led over 500 fraud cases dealing with different agencies, including special cases in the USA and Interpol. He has also certification in risk management assurance from IIA Global. Besides, he has the QIAL certification as well. He is the founder of Idea Arabia, a certified trainer for suggestion scheme and assessor for Idea America. He is the winner of the prestigious Cano Medal Excellence Catalyst for the year 2011 and Ideas UK Fellowship Award 2012. With this brief intro, may I request Abdulqader to come on stage and deliver a keynote speech.
I'm not going to stand over there, I think. We'll leave it there. Good morning. Oh, you're still awake? It's good. I thought, it's a long day, and you come and talk about audit at this time. Isn't that nice? But really, thank you very much for the invitation. And you guys are very energetic, so I do not know why you're coming here, honestly, at 7 o'clock in the evening. Is it the CPEs you're looking for? Or is actually the dinner afterwards? I don't know, but I think it's so nice to be back in person and to be able to see people rather than this Zoom, Microsoft. We really got tired of it, isn't it? So I was told to speak about, what is it? I forgot. What is it we talk? Sustainability. So, of course, I have a presentation. Yasmin, you have? No? No presentation? So, your first disappointment, there is no presentation. So whatever I'm going to say is going to come from myself. And I've been told I have 30 minutes. Because really, what you are in here, not to listen to me, but to listen to forensics and compliance. Because those are the subject of today. So, a lot of people think that maybe I am an accountant, isn't it? No, I am not. I'm an engineer. So that's my first mistake. So a lot of people think that you are, you had enough pictures, isn't it? How many you need? Okay, so really, an engineer moving into or close to accountant is very dangerous. But today's subject of sustainability is a concern to all of us. Why? How can we first understand what is sustainability? And why I really wanted to speak on this subject, at least share a bit of information about it with you guys. You know why? Because the accountants are going to be the lead people of changing this world in sustainability. So what is sustainability? Yasmin, what is sustainability? You don't know? I thought I told you. Anybody would like to volunteer what is sustainability? Not giving business cards. That's what I was told. We have a problem. The world has a problem. Imagine for a minute, you get up in the morning, you switch the light, and there is no light. Trying to open the tap, there is no water. You want to feed your kids, you cannot cook. This is what we are as a world facing. And it's not very far away from here. By 2050, if we do not do the right measurement, maybe, I know I won't be here, okay, we'll all be somewhere, but we're talking about our kids and our grandkids. Their needs, are they going to be on this earth? We've been abusing our earth so much that's actually, it's fighting back with us. If we are not careful, and if we increase the temperature of the earth by 1.5 degrees only, we will lose our planet Earth. So sustainability is really looking into how we can make sure there is enough resources going forward. So what do accountants have to do with it? And talk about auditors, that's a different story. By the way, I didn't pick up husband and wife. I said we are, accountant or auditors are two sides to one coin. And that's our collaboration. Coming back to something very important that you would have to play. Today we evaluate companies, isn't it? How do we evaluate companies? Huh? And who does the financials? What? Engineers do the accountant? Engineers do not do it. Who does it? And who verified that? Oh, now everybody knows. Fortune 500 companies. 70% of the Fortune 500 companies do not only report financial, but a must to report on, so all you know ESG. It's not a joke. It's a fact. If you want to evaluate XYZ companies, you have a company A and a company B. This is a green investment, and this is what they call a black investment. Which one are you going to put your money in? Why? It is. Who would evaluate that? Accountant. And now they have another name. I don't know, any one of you here is a carbon accountant? Huh? Who is the carbon? Who's actually studied this? That's what's going to change the world. And that's what I say, you are very important. No matter what the world is saying, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to boiling the backbone, the finance of the company, and you guys make the decision. And the carbon auditors, by the way, maybe here you haven't heard that term, but it's actually coming up. Today, if we are not careful, we're going to wipe the whole earth. Today we do, if you look into it, unemployment has reached a world record. Worldwide. I'm talking worldwide, not certain countries. 1.7 billion people do not have enough food. It's been 80 years since we had a war in Europe. You all feel it. Gasoline has reached a peak. So we are actually on our edge to watch what we're doing. COP27 was in Egypt last month. Anybody was in Egypt? Anybody here is from Enoch? ADNOC? ADNOC? I thought you were in ADNOC. Anybody here from Masdar? Surprisingly. Who was in COP28? Anybody who matters was in COP27. Because it is a problem to all of us, and we need to find a solution. People talk about electrical cars. Do you guys know when was the first electrical car created? 150 years ago, the first electrical car. Only in the last 3 years, you see them in the road. Why is that? We talk about sustainability, and we talk, where can we get the most important thing to us? If you get up in the morning and there is no power, the first thing you're worried about is that my phone is not charged. Because I can dare you, and I will dare anybody in this room. You go to work without your wallet, but I dare you, you can go to work without your phone. We became so attached to it because it has everything that we have. But imagine, you have no power, you have no water. How are we going to live? And if we are not careful, every single person, every single company must look how they can make it. But we don't want to make it bad because there is hope. We're always optimistic. First of all of you guys have to start looking into carbon and carbon emission and what your company is doing in ESG. Because that's what's going to keep you sustained. Not only that, you all know about Toyota. You know who's upset with Toyota? Shareholders. The shareholders who own Toyota are upset with them. Why? One of the most successful companies. Because they were stubborn. They did not want to go into electrical cars. And they tell them, are you guys crazy? So whether you like it or not, customers are going to dictate to organization what they want. When we talk about E and S, today social media is so strong that within an hour it can bring a shareholders down. And we have to cater for that. The point is, we need to work collectively to make sure that the future of our kids and our grandkids is there to stay. Good news, 1954 was the first solar cell that actually came to life at 6% efficiency. Today, after almost 55 years, 58 years, the best solar cell that's commercially available is 22.8. We haven't gone a lot. But what we see on the horizon, a breakthrough that we can actually generate all or most of our power from the sun with the new breakthrough in solar. That is going to be a game changer for all of us. Because that's the only way we're going to stop using the fossil fuel, reduce the carbon footprint, and be able to protect our planet going forward. Is that boring? He told me you have that much time. And he's looking at he said, we have two other guests, we need them to talk. So I understand the time. Anybody have any questions? Because if you don't, I have some questions. Do you believe what I said is true about the breakthrough in solar? You're an accountant. Yeah. You believe that? How do you know that? 58 years, we went from 6% to 22. How much is that? 16%. Why? Huh? Let me give you a bit of a glimpse. Which country is the fourth in the world looking into solar? Fourth in the world. Who said UAE? You're not right. Who said India? India is breaking through. First in the world, of course, is China. You're not, why are you laughing? They are. Second is the US. Third is, in this field, Germany. Fourth is India. By the way, UAE is number 6. Followed by 7th, which is the Saudi, working in this. That is the good news. That is the good news. I'm not going to talk about it because I'm here not trying to market. But really, at the end, I just want to say really thank you very much for the invitation. Okay, I think all of us have it a duty on ourselves to look into what we can make a change to this world. From seeing what we are doing, who we are supplying, and looking at our grandkids. How can we leave this earth for them clean so we can survive? Thank you very much.
Can I ask you a question, sir? Thank you so much for your insights on the sustainability. We have earlier heard in one of the sessions that, like, similar to the accounting standards, there are international sustainability standards that are also getting into. So do we have recent update on, like, what is the progress on that?
I think people looking into IFRS to seeing how they can actually introduce that, but it is now the 0 hour for us. We are looking into how we can do it, and people are actually digging with their hand and feet to make sure these standards come available, because we all need to use them. We need to differentiate between which company we support, which one we do not support. And it's happening. We wish it could have been done 10 years ago. But to tell you guys one thing on this subject is, you know, the year 2020, do you all remember it? How many were actually locked in their homes? Yeah, all of us, huh? For how long? Do you guys in that year, how many people traveled during that period? The earth took a breaker. Our current consumption is almost 11% of the available carbon that we can use. In 2020, with all that, we still took 7%. So we really have our homework given to us.
See, my question is, for example, recently Switzerland, they are in the forefront of clean energy. 60% of their energy is coming in from hydropower. So the balance 40% has to come from somewhere else. So now they have given instruction to all the electric car owners to reduce the number of miles they are traveling in winter. And if they want to overcome this drastic power shortage, they have to get the energy from other countries in Europe. And other countries in Europe, if you see, Germany, now they are going back, they are seriously thinking of reopening their coal-powered power stations, because they cannot survive, because they have a severe shortage of fuel because of the Russian sanctions and stuff like that. So on the surface of it, if you look at it, Switzerland, clean country, I mean, sustainable and all that. But on the back end, when you look at it, they are trying to draw power from dirty kind of energy. So it's like a journal entry. You create a credit somewhere, but at the same time, you create an equal and opposite debit somewhere. So that's point number one. That's my question. So when you talk about ESG, you are trying to find institutions or countries and then certify them, but at the same time, in the back end, they are being powered by kind of not so sustainable energy. So how you are going to evaluate this kind of a scenario?
This is the predicament that the world is facing, and that's why the world leaders have all signed the accord of the COP27 and COP28 when it was first made in Paris, to find a way that we all adhere and to make sure we can make a change. Because if we don't do it, we all know what we are doing to our forest. We're taking them away. Your question is that I do not have it, I'm forced. Now, with all respect, I've been to Rajasthan, and I had the pleasure of meeting the Principal Secretary of Energy over there. And something I wasn't aware about India. Do you know how many people pay taxes in India? $4.7. And what does Rajasthan has? When you talk about it, what does it have? They have desert. We're very close. What do you have in a desert? And it's free. As opposed to Europe, where they are cold. The belt that we really have in the middle is the source of life and energy for everybody to do it. What we need, all the accountant to invest and to call for companies who are actually doing green things, support them, support the technology in that field to be able to satisfy Europe and other areas who do not have that or that fortunate with that.
So basically in UAE, only for the publicly listed companies and also the company who are dealing mainly with European companies, they are doing the ESG. Why the UAE is not insisting for all the main companies, all the big companies to do a ESG reporting in their audit?
See, I think, you know, to put UAE is not known to put rules on. They want people to believe it's good for them so they can do it. However, at the national level, when they said by 2050 we want 50% of our energy, we live in oil. 2050 is not very far away. They said 50% of all resources of source will become from solar. Today, the single largest solar plant in the world is in Dubai, by DEWA, run by DEWA. Anybody would love to go and see it, they can see it's not about what you say, it's what you do. Masdar is working very strongly in there. So what they're saying is, yes, it is going to come, and they're going to have to put regulations. And we, being the accountants and the auditors, we have to be the first one to implement them on other companies. But first they're saying, let's find ways of doing this, but I do agree with you. It's going to come. It's a matter of time. Okay? Thanks.
So now it's time to honor our keynote speaker. So to hand over the memento to our keynote speaker, may I request our chairman, John, past chairman, Ashish, and Umesh from Crow.